Turn-based RPGs is a very niche genre. Only the OGs know I'm very well known for that. From Shin Megami Tensei to Persona, and many others I played in the past. Now I'll admit, Alice did somewhat get better. Metaphor caught my attention. The story's very good so far. I'm only 9 hours in, I can't say way too much of it. I really enjoy the modern Persona games, but it's not really a formula I'm not that attached to no more. Unless they make a Persona 6, I'm just simply gonna move on. It's exactly why I was never gonna finish Persona 3 Reload. It was mediocre when I played it back then anyways for the original, but I still always have faith in turn-based. They have a very unique charm. Strategizing and skill was always the main priorities. With in-depth mechanics looking damn all stylish, is always my favorite part about them. But this studio just find a way, combines all of them into one. Early gameplay footage, I knew there was some potential around this combat system. So I looked for a couple of seconds and that was it. Nothing else, just completely went blind. And I'm very glad I did. Cause my god, this probably might be one of my favorite games of all time. The passion, the project, everything they put into this is just made for me. And I'll tell you why. What makes an opening interesting or amazing? Is it the setting, the visuals, the characters? Well, none of that really matters if your presentation is ass. My issue with modern media is that they don't really know what it wants to be. It's no wonder why they put a bunch of random nonsense to pad its runtime, without any clear awareness or any sense or focus. Clair is the exact opposite. You're met with this beautiful, grotesque world of Lumiere that captivates you with ease. The beginning cast of characters has an excellent mix of great chemistry as they've known each other for many years, within a matter of minutes with its clever use of dialogue. Everything in the world of Lumiere feels alive, no matter how depressing this concept is. It's a final celebration for the last goodbye. Unfortunately, the other expeditioners failed, meaning anyone who was an age of 34 or older died. But I really do like the people you interact nearly the most around here. Others find it pointless and figuring out what's the point of even doing it, but it's their realization, it's their sacrifices of stopping the cycle to build a better future, while the others appreciate the little time they have. And yeah, they're cheeky.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
My favorite one is a painting where you dodge me lady. Trash can, this dork right here.
Doing something, eh? Out there.
Maxine, you're drunk.
I like for most of the NPCs, they have different opinions about the paintress. One is a unified praiser.
You blasphemers. The Gamage is our fault. We brought this upon ourselves because we dared to defy her.
Another one of these Paintress worshippers. Best to ignore him.
Damn! While the other one is...
Fuck the Paintress! Fuck the Paintress! Fuck the Paintress!
Damn. Just when you're about to smile for the very first time, the harbor begins. Makes this scene so captivating and resonates with me is that it has the balls to execute this very early in the game. You're expecting this to be in the middle or the end. It's these risks of storytelling that I really enjoy. G.O.A.T has the greatest depiction of death, immediately setting its tone with the best recurring theme in the game.
I'm here.
watching this, I almost shed a tear, gushing with the camera angles and beautiful artistry. The director G.O.A.T is a massive fan of the FromSoft games, and just from his presentation alone, I really can see that, which I crave for in modern media. Something I neglected to mention in my Sekiro video is that most of the major cutscenes builds ambiguity. It's just way more engaging seeing more of these in display rather than two robots talking to each other. It's just not that interesting. This is all I ask for cutscenes. Have an actual reason to be there that carries some weight, and again, have a clear focus. It creates mystery and agency, but in a good way. That's what makes the prologue so damn good. After such tragedy, the expeditioners offer a little drinks to satter up the mood, which I'm glad Gustave declines. Fine, I'll finally get to talk about Malle. Gustave's younger sister. She's sweet and hilarious. I like the rivalry for the matches they got going on with some of the combat system, showing you the ropes and be tackled a match heavily in the future, you know what I'm saying? Emma wants to see you, and she's usually the most strict, wanting my guy Gustave to stay in Lumiere because it will, quote, inspire change. While my boy basically says, nah, I'ma do my own thing.
You should put that in your speech. Very motivating. They might just find a guillotine for you too.
Boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
Emma gives off the speech to the expeditioners, going to venture to stop Paintress. You expect everything to go handy dandy for now, till...
Fall back!
Gustave lost everybody around him, many corpses on the ground, rivers filled with blood. This game isn't afraid to go violent either. Has a whole gun to his head. This is where the flag shall be put.
You do that, we both die. Hey.
Whew, thank goodness. We find a person who's still alive, Lune. She seems really cautious and determined about the mission of point no stopping.
Look.
This is not a foregone conclusion. When one falls, we continue. Get up. We need to find a safer place. There are Nevrons around.
Lucien.
This is not the place. The Lumina converter seems intact. It's about time we test it in real conditions.
This is where our first enemy appears, giving us some of the ropes for Lune's basic abilities. She's more of a great support in the class in my eyes. Spring Meadows teaches you some of the basics of its combat, giving you free flow, which we'll talk about in a bit, of course, you know what I'm saying. There's even some Neverons that are non-threat, and gives you a little hint that they can be trusted, according to the other expeditioners. Once we're really into the world map, Luli wants us to rest at camp. When they reach it, he has a real concern for his own sister, or her whereabouts. I can't really blame him when he said this.
I am not letting Malle die out here. I'm taking her home.
What? No, we have a mission!
Oh, fuck the mission! Fuck the mission, Lune! What are we gonna...
Over her. Both their point of views make sense. They have a nice conflict either way, as they have to press on for the expeditioners working as a team.
Gun and your spots?
I didn't take you for a coward. One falls. When one falls. Not if. When. We knew not all of us would make it. But we continue. As long as even one of us stands, our fight is not over.
But I'm not afraid to fight, it's just Malle, she's...
Malle swore the same oath.
I know that!
She chose her life. You and I... Come on, we always said the future of Lumiere is more important than
Any individual life, yes.
Do you still believe that?
I hope I do.
But one of the best things I really adored over the rest of the game that carries a very essence core that makes the whole characters feel real, and I feel like it would make it a lot more dull if it wasn't for it anyway. The camp is the heart of it all. It starts very simple, but rapidly increases its own beast that tells its own part of its story. You know, I really respect games that, yeah, the main mission is important, duh, of course. That's the thing, what's the point of you being immersed in a story if you don't have enough time for the characters letting them breathe? As much as I'm not a fan of anime like that, there's a few highlights that do it excellently. One of my favorite animes of all time, even to this day, Hunter x Hunter, blends both of its serious moments to them just vibing out. Kilo and Gon have an amazing brotherhood with each other. They struggled, coped, and grew up side by side ever since they first met. It's those amazing and calm down moments before the storm that really brings characters to life. Clair has an amazing balance as well to its later on characters that build genuine friendships. I'll talk a certain one later on, but the amount of stuff that could be missable if you rush it, you're doing a disservice for yourself. And lastly, how can I not forget Gustave's journal? I know I'll talk about it in the game's soundtrack later on, but damn, it has a deeming mood for Gustave himself all alone, riding on his current adventure. Each piece of memory that counts. It's also a reoccurring personal part for the game that has a greater payoff the more we dig deeper into the character himself. Flying Waters is where the art really gets more experimental and quite different from its other locations. This wonderful Beyond the Sea has some lightness, flexing on what it can do to its medium. I really rock with this battle music, giving this chillin', lo-fi mood with strong ass vocals hitting that are soothing to the soul. Located beneath this door, leading us into the manor. Thank goodness she's at least okay.
Gustave? Are you real?
Can we not act like that's totally normal for this specific creature man thingy to transport her to here? Whatever, I literally see a whole ass talking wood guy. Hold on a second, y'all, I'm gonna grab another beer. I'm messing with y'all. Manor is locked for countless reasons, so there's not really that much to talk about, except for its well-made pictures and while properly fancy, organized, that has no business being this damn good. My G Noko is one of my favorite characters in the game.
Is that a gestural?
Stop that, you big hairy brush face. Can't you see they're human?
Fun. It has ancient language. Come on, how can you not love him though? A whole gestural. His hometown is around here. One of the things I really like about this game is that if you want to add extra stuff like Pictos, you do have to fight the merchants. which at first didn't really pack a punch, so, and besides, who would want to hurt my bro? Well, I do. The Destrol's village is cool. All their weird shenanigans they be ringing up on the alley gave me also Pascal's village from Neo Automata vibes for real. A tournament is brought to a rise, and they're saying they're the hardest to fight. Man, so far, they're pretty... Fuck! I'm gonna beat your ass one day. My goodness gracious. Ciel is next in our party. Her use of sun charges and moon putting dark damage if you play your cards right. I'll be honest, I barely used her all in much of the game. I'll do her in my second playthrough, so she's dope though, all I gotta say. Another thing story-wise I love from this game is that the conversations feel natural and never treat you like you're a child or carries massive exposition dumping on things you already know yourself. Hell, the game literally makes fun of that and it's dead-ass hilarious.
Well, I woke up next to a waterfall and...
We can talk later. Let's get back to Golga.
Even Ciel connected the pieces herself.
After the beach, when I was alone, I almost...
I know.
Lune told you?
No, but I could fill in the blanks.
This is such a breath of fresh air.
White hair. Who are you?
Malle starts having nightmares, the mysterious man telling her to end all the foolery and tell her to come back where she belongs. This is where I really started to care about her. It's a shame you don't expect things to happen to her this quickly. Or maybe they're trying to tell something rise in the future. We venture forward to Esquia's nest. I'm sure he looks... Wait a damn...
Bonjour, mes amis.
Much better. This big gigantic marshmallow guy insults the whole team calling them fat asses, and he needs Francois to gain more of the rocks.
Being a meanie. They're nice humans.
Then keep them on your side of the caves! Now get off my lawn!
I'm not very shocked he's mad. It's always the short ones that have the most. I stand corrected. Aesthetically, Maelle's Nightmares is genius. I love how it has this Noir 4:3 ratio. Consistent black and white shows some truth in the matter. The bond between her and Gustave is great, feeling like outcasts from the mirror of a never-ending loop in pure misery.
When it was just starting to maybe feel good, then this happens and...
Yeah. I hate it too. Things we don't understand. They just make us feel small and powerless. But it helps, you know, to focus on the things I do understand, on the people I care about and who care about me. And, you know, now I feel a little less lost, because at least we're lost together. What? What? Stop it. Too cheesy? No. Well, if it makes you feel better, I was even more lost when I was 16.
I heard that was because you were only thinking about girls.
It's these subtle details I really enjoy storytelling. It's the less is more approach, you know. And also what makes us hit the hardest a lot more is not only has a greater emotional gut punch, it's really the one few time you're gonna see them bond like that again. When we do go to Stone Wave Cliffs, Gustave dies. felt such anger and depression in a long while in a video game. And this ain't like The Last of Us where they just kill the character in a shitty ass way. Even through these couple of hours, he was a interesting character. My head was throbbing. I had every bone in my body to say fuck this nigga on spot. And puts us on to our new main character. I'll keep it real with anybody. The end of Act 2 really got me to my soul. I sat there in pure silence, processing all of it. You know, it's very rare for me to really care about a character so early in the game. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that just happens. All of his ambitions are put to rest. And god damn, I will not lie to you when I say I was shedding a tear for a bit from Maelle's cutscene.
Losing family is difficult.
I know. I know what you're going to say. You want to offer your condolences. You want to say something comforting. But I don't need it. I've had enough condolences. I've lost so many families now. I just need... Can you please go?
This was really the moment where she not only became an interesting character, but really one of my favorites in Act 2. Griefing sucks. There's no denying about that. Without getting too much detail, I also lost a family member as well, at such a young age. When it happens, we cope on things we know about them. It's really one of the reasons why not only have to appreciate the memories you have with them, but also your friends and family, for still being by your side. But I won't deny I still have an empty void in my soul, that she really is gone. I gotta really respect the game's themes on this one. Thank you as of now. It's sorta refreshing to actually see a medium to not see as grief as brushing off from the side, and instead makes it integral to the game's story.
Couldn't wait for me, could you? I wish we could.
Rest easy, Gustave.
I'll finish what you started. The paintress, Renoir, they will pay.
No more dome. Just open skies.
I'll save them, Gustave. Emma, your apprentices, everyone.
You can leave it to us. You were always there for me.
I'll save them.
Say hi to Soph for me, yeah?
We could never tell if you were my brother or my father. But to me, you were both. Best brother and father I've ever had.
When one falls, we continue.
Thanks for being my family. The next life.
Beautiful. Even Gustave gone, Versos is a great character. It took some time for me to grow on him. It's again really once we have the camp moments is where he really shines. They added this feature when you were talking to more of the characters called the relationship system. It's sorta like the modern Persona games with social links, but a lot more streamlined and well known. It'll take 5,000 years to complete it. It's easier this time around. It could be up to full until Act 3.
Yes. Just like Verso is Verso's cousin. Malle is Malle's cousin. Yes, that's it. You're so very wise.
Yeah, SK is probably the most highest character in the game. and it really works. I see him as a mixture of Snoop Dogg and Patrick. And I'm not talking about the dumbass Patrick from the newer SpongeBob season.
Talk funny! Huh? What? What's that, Rolly?
I'm talking about that real, sort of dumb fun you see for the old seasons of him. Where they were actually funny, you know.
Hey, if we're underwater, how could there be a... I'm scared, SpongeBob.
Ooh. Yeah. Centuries go by without your best friends. That's gonna make you go.
Yeah. But, at least you shared some,
Wee? But I'm also wee! So the wee balances the...
Bro, what the hell, bro? Wee woo indeed, bro. It's random for the sake of being random, but I love every moment about it. He's definitely a loyal friend to the end. The rest are consistent, and there's certain things I will talk about, of course. I will say, one thing that's a lot more consistent in Versos' character is that he really speaks about his family all that much. And I gotta say, when the reveal really did show up...
Sorry we're late. We were busy doing a bit of reading. Were you planning on sharing that this man, the man who murdered our team, is your father?
I wasn't really that shocked. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. In fact, it's really good. The biggest giveaway for me was the hair and the face. I'm sorry, they looked exactly alike. I don't know what to tell y'all for real. It triggers another boss fight. Easy. With another fallen soldier in our hands, my boy Noko is gone.
Noko's broken.
Near at this pivotal moment, we need to defeat the two Axons to enable us the gateway to the Paintress. A fight we shall cherish throughout their lives. Out of all the scripted fights, this is genuinely my favorite one. There's no badass introduction, or feeling like you're powerless in this fight. Pure sad and melancholy. No one ever talks before the fight, except for Malle talking about this for Gustave. I also like Versos' point of view. He's not sorta upbeat about it like the other team is. It's more grounded in understanding of the Paintress situation. It's a cool show don't tell. Her balling up as a shell, begging all of this to stop. Through these quiet areas. For pure determination to the flames of hatred. Inside the monolith is where the real Paintress is. Get to also see a little bit of some history. The monolith feels like a trial, a growing of how much you've learned throughout the game. With familiar enemies you just fought, with yet a sincere, mirthful dread. Elevating your hometown being in ruin. Lumiere we once knew was completely in shambles, which the music reflects that. Seeing the peak tower on forward, the final confrontation of Versos and his father is set on stage.
We're taking her down.
She's not the only one who grieves. The pain of losing you, she made me inherit it. punishment, perhaps, for not being there when it mattered. I refuse to lose my son.
That son was a stranger.
But you're not.
They have their final confrontation with each other, putting family on the line first, and my boy Versos declines.
Family is complicated.
If saving you means losing you, then so be it.
And then they hit you with the most epic music ever?
So little for us.
I know I'll talk about the soundtrack in the future, but damn! It puts on that same motion for Rivers in the Desert in Persona 5 when you fight Shido for the very first time. You really did earn it. But Nora has been nothing but showing us no mercy throughout the entire team, but the other exhibitioners as well. He ain't holding back for the Sanjay family, symbolizing his pure hatred or rage. Father and son fights always work so damn well with each other, which also hits an emotional core of the story. After defeating Renoir, the Paintress boss fight occurs. No matter how it looks cool thematically, the victory felt shallow to me. I don't know, it felt sort of off. My ears were ringing. The characters did have their comeback, but at what cost? There's really no grandiose finale, but instead, an unnerving feeling that rubs a lot more quickly.
Whether you give it to her is up to you. I'm at peace with what's to come. When the time comes, I hope you will be too. Malle, it's a strange feeling watching you with my brother, laughing and smiling, without the scars or the memories that afflict me. Alicia, as she was meant to be, not this painted version that I am. My family, a facsimile of yours, and this world, a mirror, painted by your mother, the paintress, to stave off her grief. Seeing your expedition through would plunge us all into the abyss. For in ridding the world of the paintress, you'd lose the sole force standing against the one who would erase us, the one who invokes the flowers of the G.O.A.T. An act of love, for he does love her. Your father. On her monolith, she paints a warning for us all, of the few she can save as her power wanes. We all wish for our families to thrive. Your family, however, believes only one can survive. But perhaps you'll find another way. You who have lived amongst us, perhaps you differ from your father and your sister, as I differ from mine. Your mother paints life, whilst your father, death. What will you paint?
Give this twist some amount of credit is that every subtle detail mattered. Clay goes in the whole expedition dump of how everything was in the canvas, the characters who grew up on, of a risky journey, was all a fake. It's a lot to take in. As much as I think this twist is cool, it's kind of a big ass fuck you if you love the characters so much. Especially with these characters, to me, felt real. They had their own goals, motivations, and what defines them is what kept me captivated. Even Clay shows no remorse that you, yes, unfortunately Alicia, were members of why all this happened. They were both in Expedition 29. Alicia failed in the mission, so the painter laid the mark in her face. So Verso took his own life for her fatal mistake. The flame symbolizing his sacrifice to Malle. It is such a breath of fresh air. This game never spoon feeds you in the beginning and leaves you on to the epilogue only. It's an expedition dump done correctly. You're not listening to a bunch of paragraphs and expect you to really give two shits. Instead, the questions feel earned. The clues are already nearly revealed, and I rock with that really hard. The only way to end this is to stop the canvas. And as of now, I'll just let the story step back for a little bit. You know, for a story being a roller coaster with many emotions, and respecting its cold, visceral honesty within us, there's still some light-hearted brightness around every corner. It understands it's a video game, without it being overtuned too much.
No!
Damn, you have to do me like that. So I might as well just talk about them in three main categories, since Act 3 is gonna be short anyways. With of course one that I've been waiting for a long time. And let me just say, Ben Starr did the talking for this one for sure.
Really fun game to play. And sometimes you can see games which you really appreciate the narrative or the music, but they forget to put the game in. You go, this would be a really good game if there was a game in here. And the moment-to-moment gameplay is really satisfying. And Guillaume was a creative director, was a Sekiro speedrunner.
One of the things I absolutely adored about Sekiro design combat philosophy is that it rewards a player for their aggression. Nearly each enemy matching that same energy you got, with so many variety of tools in your disposal. This is why Sekiro is so replayable. It really felt like a cinematic anime duel, you feeling more personalized and you being more in the actual combat part of the game. It's definitely one of the most innovative combat systems I've played in a long ass time. The constant back and forth relentless combat that begs you to try again. Like the prosthetic tools, with that consistent bosses are so So yes, I'm actually very glad they put the parry mechanic in the game. You're not just sitting there begging to be hit all the time like what you expect from most turn-based RPGs. You're always being active in every single fight. If you want to wham about it, there's have a dodge mode for you, so that makes it a lot more easier, and I can't blame people for using it. It's even more reminiscent of Super Mario RPG, a game I loved as a kid on the SNES. Jumping, blocking at the right time, also hitting the button at the right time. They're all fun mechanics to combine well with each other. I will say this, one of the biggest criticisms that I did have about the combat is when you go to Act 3 and you become overpowered, it does overstate its welcome. Or even nearly Act 2 where you can pretty much one-shot people and cruise them wherever you want to. It's sort of cool, but that kind of devaluates my thing of just making everything balanced. And speaking of being balanced, there's just one boss fight I think no one gives enough clear attention, and it's generally by far my favorite boss fight throughout gaming history in general, man. Simon is my nigga, bro. There's something about seeing the number Expedition 00 that taunts me. I really appreciate you learning more about him through the fight rather than making it easy going for the other bosses. It makes him more ominous and mysterious, and I'll rock with that. I also love how they start off with him, with a no talk all action mentality. with this beautiful violin conveying his feelings. Travesty and pure chaos.
We joined Expedition Zero together. He disappeared and I thought... Looks like you met Clair.
It's such a nice change of pace compared to the other boss fights. One of the biggest issues I have with this game's boss fights, especially for the main story, is that they're so blatantly easy. Majority of the time I can skip most phases, which is kind of unrewarding for me. Note that I did play this on the hardest difficulty as well. I don't know, it just makes the game a lot more unbalanced for that case. Some of them sort of match it, and there's some that just are a pushover. Simon was like,
yeah, fuck that. I'll be the bigger man to set this up.
And he dares you to try to prove him wrong. And nothing quite captures the magic of beating this first phase, just for this game to hit you with a...
My love, these foes are beneath you. You, who have fought heaven and earth, and subdued giants, grasp. Would you fall now to the likes of...
Oopsies, there's another phases. And he has a larger health pool now. And one death can equally mean bye-bye for that certain member. I adore this because you can't just be careless throughout the entire fight. You have to always pay attention to what's on your screen. I just wish there was more boss fights like him. I look so hard for that kind of boss fight that push you to your absolute limits, while still being equal footing with them. It's why I'm so decisive on a lot of games. Games are just becoming too safe for my taste. You become more of a secondary character than being the main character, with taking control out of the player and letting them do the bidding for you. Simon to me is a refreshing take from this, reminiscing of what I adore about games as a whole, him being a straight up mess and a threat, while also subverting your expectations a little bit too. I kept dying and dying and dying multiple for these bosses. But unlike Millennia or most of the Elden Ring bosses from Shadow of the Urge Tree, he never felt bullshit to me. He was incredibly fair. His attacks were well telegraphed and readable, rather than the boss who does the most anime shit and I control myself like a whole heavy tank.
Fucker, why, bro? Fuck's sakes, bro. How the fuck am I ever gonna fucking dodge this shit, bro? Fuck yo, Steve!
Don't get me started on the most infamous one. His third phase.
Oh, hell no, you got me fucked up. Oh, hell no, bro. No.
Oh my gosh. The number one thing I really rock about this one is that, remember what I said about CL, that I just didn't really use her that much in the game?
So that was a fucking lie.
Yeah, I started grinding both of them with Sayel and Monoko, and I gotta say, she's goated as hell. Especially with Verso, Malle, and her, they are a nice combination. With the exclusive added buffs, the Twilight when you hit Sun and Moon at the same time and you steal that shit, bam, fuck ton of damage. And the infamous fire from Malle. While for me, I use a loyal ass blade to always make myself play again, shooting a bunch of times to continue the fire. It rewards you for using the pigtails right, for getting high insane damage. Even I started to understand about Monoko. Once I really understand them as a team, and all the mechanics they offer, it is generally one of the most satisfying games to play. Especially with this beautiful feedback from Sekiro deflection mechanic, with player feedback that never gets stale, especially with this infamous Genichiro floating passage.
Let's keep going. Good. Let's keep going. Good. Even better. Okay.
Fucking god. Nah, but for real though, the third phase really caught me off guard. You're sweating a little bit, you're holding a controller. This is pure concentrated at its finest. It's you against him, maybe 2 or 3. But once you nail it, it is by far one of the most funnest bosses I had in a video game in a long while, dog.
That's what I'm talking about! Let's go!
As much as I was glazed this man Simon, I don't give a shit. He's one of the rare few bosses that you have to respect his name, unless you one-shot him like a little pussy. I'm just playing, it's never this serious.
I'm sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
It felt like for the most powerful weapon in the game, you truly do deserve it. And it kinda sucks because Clair's boss fight, as much as I think it's really cool, is sort of disappointing. In the narrative it's peak, just like Alicia's. But what's the point of being killing them out in mere seconds? As much as I think some of them were easy, they're fun as hell to fight though. Nearly every enemy is different, creating their own flow to spice things up. That's what makes the grinding for Clair Obscur genuinely engaging. Do y'all wonder why my levels go a little bit too high for certain standards? Yeah, these side bosses are pretty damn amazing. Do you want to know why all this works? This game is deliberately designed to have one thing in mind that gives it enough clear focus. The world itself. This is what I call the semi-open world. I already mentioned this in my Rise of Ronin video. I love semi-open world games. Like, I mean, people might think this isn't, but to me it is. I really actually like it when a game focuses on what the it wants to be instead of just, oh, let me just put a whole ass open world and not do anything with it. It pisses me off because this is how every other standards is for this Ubisoft bullshit ass choice. Yet people wonder why I can't finish those games. Yeah, I can finish these ones in 2 weeks. Clair Obscur's worlds have a real sense of purpose. And I'll hold it for now, I'm really surprised how well performed Unreal Engine 5 works for it. I'm not too much into graphics, but there are some times where I was literally looking around and just being like, damn, this is indeed gorgeous. There's rarely any cutscenes where it forces you to look at some type of scene where it's meant to be beautiful, acting like you're completely blind, I guess. Yeah, I know it's good, but like, I would rather do this myself. It's world building I crave for, art direction definitely carrying the heavy lifting. No other place feels the same. And that's where a sense of freedom never gets stale or old. The boss fights you got your ass whooped multiple times.
I know you. You. It's the bad kitty.
And remember, with a little rusties, an insane amount of luck, you too can look like me. Ka-chow.
You can easily kill them in an amount of seconds.
Finally!
Or you're just like me, where you just did it for the first time and you beat them. Sometimes. I really do enjoy this. It's reward people who are skilled enough already to the game of parrying and dodging, making pacing for each fight natural, instead of a tedious slog. I'm giving y'all the best example for this. I have to present one of the most endearing worlds in this game. Frozen Hearts. This is a world you would feel like you were seeing a DLC. It's that good. The bleak atmosphere indulged me to keep continuing on, wanting to see what's next. Hell, even I was surprised he was supposed to be here at the high-end game. The absolute fact, this world is easily accessible in Act 2 when you're becoming a lot more weaker or maybe stronger, gives the developer some justice that you got this for sure. With underutilized or underappreciated enemy designs, majority of them are very gimmicky. However, they make it up for the well-telegraphed rhythmic flow, including their movesets. And whew, dances is my fucking... It's the epitome of this shit. It's probably the only thing that I will ever say is Lady of Tomoe DLC I'm ever gonna have. Parallel is sick too. That matches the environment, but there's a reason why I use Lune and CL's outfits with Donz's. It's so ravishing and matches the eye. Teacher Self is a nice challenging boss fight. Also a top choice for the minigame. Sexy ass pairing. I admire them when you don't really pay attention to them, with their classic fire and ice abilities, which for me carries the best weapon for Malle itself. Yes, I was very loyal to this one.
Nice.
There's so many hidden pockets of content for you to explore. They're all magnificent of what they are, and I'd rather explore it on your own time. Quality over the quantity will ever match for me forever. And how can I not forget this goated ass soundtrack? See, while y'all sitting there chilling, I'ma dance around and move my body.
Let's dance, boys.
This is easily one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. There's just so much variety on every single terrain or battle you're in, and it never gets boring. One of the main issues that I have with most turn-based RPGs, or hell, even a lot of games that has combat in general, is that most of the majority of the time for a lot of normal battles, you hear the same music over and over and over again. As much as I like these two tracks, they kinda really get annoying very quickly once you have to put the 100-hour marker, how many hours for any other games. But for this game, it has everything. It pumps you every single moment you're in battle, or even exploring, with some vocals that'll give you genuine goosebumps.
Studio doing this.
It makes you feel like you're the king of the fucking world. They didn't have no reason going this hard on this soundtrack is all I have to say. Man, if I was in their studio, I would dep up the composer straight up.
My nigga.
I've been reading one of their interviews and turns out that Lorien Testar is a SoundCloud composer that's been unknown for a certain amount of time. Shared some tracks in the gaming forum. Just like that, Guillaume Berger was astonished by him and brought him to the team in the game's early stages of development. A great sign of giving each track space to relax or take their time with the creative musical themes for each character and world. He even said this is his very first video game soundtrack he's ever composed, and what an amazing job he did on his first shot. Lorien cried while making this soundtrack because of how emotionally gripping it is. From feeling like you're in a party disco, and of course a nice welcome addition that my monkey brain I obsessed with is hearing heavenly vocals from Alicia Dubois-Poussier.
Clair Obscur, troublera-tu Clair Obscur, guardé aux peintures.
I genuinely crave when not everything needs to be spilled or form certain words. You feel through their vocals. Lumiere's soft tune establishing its world of joy, welcoming you into its picture. An underrated track near its ending location named Reacher, the build-up going this never-ending maze tower that always sounds ambitious, yet going up in the sky, you hear this sudden shift that can't be explained in words. Do y'all see my point? It is such a vibe. And I already know I put Frozen Hearts, Go Blue, which are obviously bangers. I really want to talk about Allah's voice, the one I kept on mostly on repeat. Me personally, this track is the real theme of Clair Obscur. That's why I don't mind it when it's a reoccurring, like one specific song I'll keep in Act 3. I wanted to mention it perfectly captures that feeling of being in that position when you lose someone you truly love. The attention to detail inside the monolith when you see Gustave's arm once again and you hear a reprised version of it. There's There's one thing I really hold dearly to my heart about this game is how much your perspective can shift in mere seconds, not only of how well executed a scene plays out, but also its soundtrack telling its own narrative. I even feel like the prologue wouldn't work if the music was different. Pure shock in everybody's eyes, of its music being subtle, then its violence on certain E's slowly starts to rise and vocals get more and more high, near the end of showing peace, acceptance, and tranquility. God, I love this game. Alright, y'all finna make a nigga cry, bro. Let's go on to the next slide. Lastly, the characters. I'll keep this one minor for a reason. There's one critique I have to say. The relationship system for romance is pointless. Ice Spice over here, sorry, CL, gives you clear, obvious hints.
When was the last time you seduced someone?
You mean like Hunt Nevrons?
Just for it to be a whole 180 at the end.
What's wrong?
I'm afraid things are different now. Malle can bring Pierre back. I'm sorry.
You thought
I mean, yeah, they show it via text. On certain occasions, it was all a build-up for nothing, really. Don't sharpen your pitchforks, it's not that serious. It's a small complaint. Otherwise than that, they hit all the check marks. Lune's love for riding Neveron's gestuals, etc. is charming. It builds curiosity of her knowledge, creating genuine passion in what she enjoys. I wish my generation understands that. It hits so different. If you love something so much, go all out for it. And the same people who are like that are most likely to be the leaders, and that's the case for Lune's. She's bald and usually strong. And I like it doesn't feel out of character for her to do that. Unlike some writers that think that cursing equally means funny, and just make them go completely out of character. Her parents' outcome is heartbreaking. The little tad bit information we know about them is from Serene's dress, sitting in cold stone. Her mother's will to blast Neveron for 4 days and 4 nights, saving the rest of them, with a major consequence for her peer infection. She's glad she made the bold, risky move, her own sacrifice, since her daughter will finish her work for her. This is where her drive and action takes into place, of how she became to be. It's all for her mother, but the difference is, in the later end, she doesn't really enjoy that. Until Versos says this one harsh thing, and it's very damn true.
They're dead. The voices aren't theirs. They're yours. Even if they were alive, the voices in your head, the voices you listen to, have to be your own.
This is something that I can deeply relate to. A family's legacy making you pass the torch after death is dignity and bravery already in its own right. The sudden pressure starts to rise up if it's a career or anything makes you not really enjoy anymore. Instead, it comes from within, not by force. It takes time and experience. That's when your passion comes into place, and you sticking by that will gain you internal happiness all the way to the end. Even if life throws so many things at you. It's a great ass message. Lune's arc hits home for me. She has her own great character arc. So is Sael. As much like the relationship level, I do wish they explained this through extra cutscenes of a classic show don't tell. But it's not much of a complaint, since the connections between them is actually authentic. Finally knowing the truth of why she has a massive aquaphobia due to her husband dying in a boat accident.
I tried to drown myself.
What?
When I lost Pierre, I tried to swim away from Lumiere. I swam for as long as I could. As far as the waves would carry me. Until I could no longer swim. Every day, I just felt the lack of him. The negative space he used to inhabit. The dip in the chair where he sat. The hollow of his shoes. The emptiness inside his jacket.
You feel this to your soul. And it's even crazier that she was even pregnant too. She even tried attempting suicide from drowning. And the only reason why she survived is because my boy SK came in the rescue and put her back in the docks. But what I really love about Ciel, no matter how much she carries a heavy burden, she still finds peace not only for herself but the people around her. She accepts her guilt and makes it a positive outcome of helping other students since, you know, she's a teacher. Pretty much swapped or inherited from deceased husband. It's even shown right at the beginning of the game of her dancing in the background. This is exactly why I always respect when writers are always consistent through these minor details, making their heavy topics believable, which proves why in the masked boss fight she was numb to it, cause she again accepts who she is and doesn't hide away from it.
This mask can't hurt me. Because it is me.
And that's badass. I sort of like her sassy, sometimes flirty energy. A little happy-go-lucky there and then. A welcome expeditioner to the team. Monoko is the definition of unk in the group. Funny as hell, even a bit weird.
What are you doing?
I just need the foot. Aha!
Alright, calm down, Dan Schneider. What's funny enough is that he is based on a real live dog, which is adorable. I just wish I had a dog, you know. I want Monoko to have more screen time. His SpongeBob personality immediately makes me smile. It sucks he died in Act 2. Monoko says you can resurrect him, even if you do, his memory is lost. Gorgra said it best that he needs to stay in the village. The scene would have hit more harder if we again got to know more about him. At least the ending is bittersweet. It's acceptance for Monoko's character. Sometimes moving on is the best option. Act 3 is minimal yet complex. The stakes are high and it's great. The characters are back from the G.O.A.T. We gotta do what we gotta do to be the greatest expeditioners alive. Let's just cue the music, shall we?
Built different.
Lenore is at his final match. Alicia has a last pep talk with him to not erase the canvas, which yes, it leads to a boss fight. It's when everything comes together near his second phase of why he's so bitter all the time.
This is what I see every day. I cannot spend another day with living corpses.
Shift in mood halts your ideals of what we thought about Lenore. If everything felt like an alternative painting of corruption and sorrow, then goddamn, stuck for many years, seeing the exact same woman suffering from chroma remaining in this canvas is devastating. Most of the attractions in this game are singed in French. Obviously, they're epic. I already knew once I heard Victor Borba, you know, the same person who sang this unknown little gem called
You shall die.
When you really pay attention to Clair Obscur's lyrics, you start to see a monumental shift in how these characters are perceived. What fascinates me about Lenore's theme is that it's not just about him. His dearly beloved wife Aline joins in too. I love their contrasting tones blend so seamlessly. They're not singing together, they're arguing. Renora's voice carries the weight of frustration from a lifetime of painting. While a lion's angelic tone lingers him to move on. It all unfolds in the aftermath of Versos' grief. While deep down, they still love one another. They're family after all. It's why for Malle, damn it, I have a bone to pick with you. From her art for Act 2 to now, maybe a little bit time mad, you know what I'm saying? It's the same energy with third semester with Maruki's different reality from Persona 5 Royal. Depression straight to the max. Malle damn well knows if she keeps his canvas, they'll start all over, and with the consequence of Malle slowly destroying herself. And I like how in the bad ending it makes it disturbing. First of all, having to deal with this loop, that piano scene is so unsettling. Her being a god figure, mother, doesn't work for me, no matter how much I love these characters. Which brings me to this question. What did Verso truly want? Verso implements his side of the story beautifully. He's immortal, just like Renora, and they're both been trapped for so many years. It explains why he's always been so quiet when it comes to family. He already knew. One of my favorite moments in camp is when Malle and Verso talk about Alicia. It's the only time they ever truly argued or had any real conflict. With Alicia being free from the canvas, Verso is furious. He never got a chance to say goodbye, while Malle casually brushes off, saying it's what Alicia wanted, as if she's toying with Verso, forcing to play her along her own act.
Give me the chance to try. You just erased her.
Verso.
You've lost 2 brothers. You know what it's like to lose your sibling and never get the chance to say goodbye.
The more I dig deeper of Malle herself, I realize she's living a falsehood life. It slips right through the cracks in its final bond with Verso, Clair, the writers, and of course a genuine choice hearing a Verso killed Gustave seeing the truth, and yes, as an option clicks into place, a nice way to end it off. Malle is a prime example if you let your past traumatize you for the rest of your life and not doing anything to let it go. I still respect her as she has that sweet childhood innocence deep down. Thing is, time is relevant, it's still a moving clock that can never be removed, and every single second you waste can be detrimental. Instead of saying I wish they were here or I want them back, why not learn and adapt a new skill that'll bring you joy? Live in a way that'll make them proud. Let them know their sacrifices meant something, that they lived and gave everything so you can be where you are today. Even Verso had enough of it. Through the sacred painting, we finally see the real him, still tirelessly painting on this endless canvas. He's ready to put an end to it all, to bring closure.
Verso! Papa.
Yet Malle simply refuses his offer. She wants to stay, and that's where we, the audience, get to make the final decision. But it's powerful seeing both perspectives come into play. It adds real weight to the choice we are given. On my first playthrough, I chose Verso's side. Both their fights carry the same moves we're already used to. It's easy though, which is very disappointing. In fact, what's hard to digest is the feels.
Verso, stop! You can't just decide this for everyone!
We're all hypocrites, doing the same thing to each other.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I already know I mentioned for Malle's ending, but choosing her, the acting in Verso is phenomenal.
Please, listen to me. Only you can do this. You can do this, please. Unpaint me. Unpaint me.
Stop saying that.
I don't want this life. I don't want this life.
The disparity in his voice, it's a dark twist that's just executed very well. On the Versos choice, everyone's reaction had me real silent. Sayal doesn't mind the value of death. The homies have their last goodbye. While Lune stare right in Versos' soul, the promises he made completely vanishes. There's no dialogue or talking whatsoever. The specific ending lets you dissect what's going on. It's very heartwarming. The Familia are finally in peace. While I wasn't that emotional about it due to a certain twist, at least it tells us everything will be okay, despite of Versos' grief, haunting them with characters that will forever be cherished in my heart. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 feels like a painting that will grow on me as time goes by. It made me feel like I was a kid again, booting it up straight grinding for hours and hours on end and never getting tired. I was joking that this game nearly took me 2 weeks to finish, nearly going thorough. That's very rare for me to do this. Video games are at their best when they embrace who they are instead of becoming something they are not. The story is made for me. It blends scenery and wonder while also making you a part of it. The characters actually have meaningful things to say that I deeply resonate with on a personal level. It's inspiring how creative its message truly shines in every single detail in this game. Even making me push forward on my own projects, because at the end, you are the painter, the creator, the one who can truly inspire other people upon generation after generation. I'll be honest with anybody, this was a fun video essay to make. I know everybody says, why does it take Diamond so long to make these videos? Keeping it a buck, I'll be consistent doing this, since these essays are the heart of this YouTube channel. I'm passionate about it. I'd rather give it my all to a long video than just half-ass a video that's basically rushed. Thank you, Sandfall Interactive, for your hard work and determination with a minimalistic team of members making poetic, playable painting.